Hey, welcome everyone. I'm Agent Coco, and we are back with Celeste. Last time we finished Golden Ridge, so we're gonna start. We're psych. I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna just leave this variant beside here. Nah, fam. Who do you think I am? I'm kind of representing this game. So now that we're gonna do a more casual run. Is there anything now here? Of course there isn't. Now that we're doing a more casual run, I think it's fair if I actually talk about stuff. I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring recently, and I've been enjoying it quite a lot. My history with Elden Ring is actually quite interesting. When I first started playing the game, I actually hated it. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate the game. I just didn't vibe with it. I don't know why. I don't care. I came from playing Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3, and I absolutely adore those games. Nothing here. But something about Elden Ring just didn't vibe with me. The way the progression was handled, the open world, it just didn't click with me. So, the first time I played, I spent 15 hours, didn't fight anything, went to the what I thought was the first major dungeon, and just didn't fight anything, and it was just a huge mess. And yeah, then I fought the first boss. I had a +2 weapon, really shitty estus, under leveled, and it was just awful. It wasn't fun at all, and I gave up, and I left the game for months. And recently I learned that, quite unsurprisingly, I missed the first actual major dungeon because I'm such a freaking stupid buffoon. So for those of you who don't know, when you start the game in the first area, there's a very clear path that you should follow, and it will lead you to the first dungeon with the tutorial boss and the actual the first major boss, which introduces a couple new mechanics and whatnot. And my dumbass missed the actual super obvious sign that you know, told you where to go and showed you where the first dungeon was and whatnot. I completely missed it. I missed the entirety of everything cool in the open world and went straight to the second major dungeon, which is Raya Lucaria. I think it's the second. It's the second map. Maybe it's for later on. I don't know. But it seemed appropriate for my level. I could do it in level 2. Level 2. We want my weapon at level 2. But yeah, I went straight for Raya Lucaria, which is definitely not where you are expected to go first. I see where I need to see the B-side. Now, oh, here's the. I see. I went straight for Raya Lucaria, and yeah, that completely ruined my experience with the game, because the dungeon is hard, of course. The boss is just not feasible on their level and with a bad weapon. How do I get this? Maybe I should. No, okay, definitely not. So yeah, I went under level and it was just a mess. And super frustrating. The first boss, I don't remember what it was called, Radagon's Wolf or whatever. It was awful. Partly because I was really bad and I didn't learn how to actually fight the boss until very late. Sorry. But it was not a fun experience at all. And yeah, I gave up and left the game for like 6 months. And recently when I learned that where was the boss that I missed and the dungeon, I just went into the game, streamlined the experience, and it was so enjoyable, especially because I was like fresh of a Dark Souls 3 hyperfixation. I like played a lot of Dark Souls 3, like a lot. I played a bow only run, which was really fun, and I'd say unsurprisingly, but it was like I'm surprised. I was surprised at how easy it was. Like, you would assume that a range build for a game like Dark Souls would be really easy, but I was like, oh yeah, maybe this is gonna be like slightly challenging. It was not at all. I barely died on that run. I only died to like literally the hardest boss in the game like 2 times. And yeah, not a challenge, but it was still really fun. And I would recommend people who have like Dark Souls 3 and haven't played a bow only run to give it a try. Because it's actually really fun, and you have to play like way different than you play most games, most runs. It's actually really slow. Like, you'd be surprised at how slow the bow only run is, but it's not surprising. It took me like 30 hours to beat the game. Which, to be fair, it was mostly a re-playthrough of the game for me. It wasn't like just a regular playthrough. I wanted to like rediscover the game and explore and whatever, and I had a lot of fun. It was just like really easy. People say like, oh yeah, playing a magic run is like the easy mode of Dark Souls. And maybe for Dark Souls 1. On Dark Souls 1, like, absolutely. Maybe. For Dark Souls 3, though, where you have focus, not really. A magic run is still fairly simple, but you have to manage operating your intelligence and your attunement. With a bow only run, you don't. You can just upgrade like a regular character and just use a regular bow. And you argue like, oh no, but you have to spend your souls on arrows and do. But like, I'd argue having to upgrade attunement and intelligence for a magic run is arguably more expensive than like having to buy arrows, because you're not only spending stuff and upgrading your magic, you're also gatekeeping levels away that you can spend like vitality or endurance or any other stuff like that. So you're really making your run a lot worse. Trying to do like a magic only. While with a bow only run, you actually just have to spend on souls, and it's not that expensive. Like, that's the thing, it's not even that expensive as you may think. Like, maybe early game you have to spend a lot of souls and maybe farm a little, but it's not that big of a deal really. And compared with, like, as I said, you also have to spend souls on spells and whatnot, and it's just not really that viable. I never finished my magic only run actually on Dark Souls 3. Believe it or not. I started one and gave up on one of the bosses, which is ironically magic resistant. And I just like went, oh whatever, and decided no, and use a fire dagger. And since I like broke the challenge of being a magic only run, I like just couldn't be bothered to actually keep playing it. Isn't the next room like the start of the next chapter? Or am I missing this very? Oh no, it's definitely... Hmm. Oh yeah, it's definitely here. Okay, it's kinda rough. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill. I think it's definitely up there. Yeah. Maybe not? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I kinda gave up on the Magic Only run. But that was like 4 years ago. I hadn't played Dark Souls 3 in a really long time. So it was a really nice experience. But anyway, once I beat the game with the bow only run, I like immediately, like I was so blue balled from not being able to use melee, I immediately went and started a great sword only run, and it was, let me tell you, so fun. I have never used a great sword on Dark Souls 3, and I swear that shit is like an easy mode. You stagger enemies with each hit. And since you stagger enemies, it just makes the combat so much easier because you don't even have to try. Ah, there's something here. You just, as I said, since you just stagger enemies, you don't even have to try. Because the enemies, you can just spam your attack and the enemies just die. And yeah, I absolutely missed a berry here. Whoa. The enemies just like get hit constantly and pose absolutely no threat at all. Which is really funny, and you also stagger the bosses really easily. So you get like a lot of damage from repose. It's so mind-numbingly easy, but it was so fun because instead of being like easy in the sense the bows were, which you had like range but had to play patient, and in the end you like never got hit, so it was really easy but also really long. With the greatsword you just like kept staggering the bosses and enemies, but you were like killing everything, and it was so stupid but so fun and so easy. But I liked it. It was a fun experience, and I also, well, I also spent the entirety of the Great Sword Only run just completely invading people because I'm a fucking jackass. But I was having so much fun, like doing PvP. Oh Jesus! I didn't really care. It's a shame though because Dark Souls 3 PvP is so fun. But like the actual PvP PvP mode, like the undead match, which you can unlock on the DLC, it's just like completely dead, man. Absolutely no one plays the undead match, at least not on Xbox, which is where I play. And it's genuinely such a shame because if I wanna play PvP, I had to literally just invade people. There is no way to play PvP if I don't invade. And that's a shame because I know invading can be like annoying for some people. Like some people just wanna play the game and you just invade them and take away their resources. And it's not fun for them. I don't really care though. The resource you take away from them is so not scarce at all. Then again, it probably wasn't scarce for me because I died like a total of 3 times on my Great Sword Only run. Aside from invasions, of course, I died quite a lot on invasions. But yeah, that was so fun. and I spent so much time invading. I could have probably ended the run in like 9 hours, but it took me like 16 because I just kept invading so much and having so much fun with it. It's unreal. But then that takes me to Elden Ring. Like literally the moment, well, not the moment, when I was finishing my Grace Only run, I was getting like a little burnt out from Dark Souls 3. So I talked with a friend about Elden Ring, and I was like, "Hey, so here's the thing. I wanna play Elden Ring, but I think like I've been doing it wrong. So this is what I did, my path, what I found, what I didn't find, where I got stuck." And he was like, "Oh, so you miss you miss Market and Godric?" I'm like, "Who the fuck are Market and Godric?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." Yeah, that explains it. So Market and Godric are the bosses that are on the main path that I talk about. Hold on. Oh man, look at this place. Feeling adventurous? I don't know. It looks pretty dark in there. More like a nightmare than an adventure. I'll just take a quick peek, snap at a few photos. This place must be ancient. Theo, wait. My Instabix followers are gonna eat this up. So, there's no way this ends well. So anyway, as I was saying, ooh. How far can I get though? Almost far enough. Holy shit, there's actually strawberry right here. Huh. There's probably nothing more there. But anyway, as I was saying, he was like, "Oh, so you missed like the first two bosses and the entire first dungeon." And I was like, yippee. It was honestly like mind-boggling how I missed that. It's like, and when I got back to actually playing the game, it's literally on the main path. There's nothing like hidden. I mean, it's not exactly like on the forefront, but it's also not, you know, super out of the way. Please tell me. Okay. Uh-oh. This is Theo's phone. Oh, panic, Madeline. Holy... I just realized I absolutely trolled myself, naming myself Madeline instead of Madeline. Jesus Christ, I'm so fucking stupid. Oh god, no. I cannot do this right now. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. It's 6 a.m. in the morning, what the hell? Okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't keep recording 3-minute episodes at midnight. Jesus, don't panic, Madeline. Maybe it just fell out of his pocket. I'll give it back to him when I find him. So anyway, I got back into Elden Ring once I finished the Dark Souls run. And like, god, it was so refreshing. Oh, this is just like open. It was so refreshing to play it because I had such a bad experience. Really, like the first time I played it, I spent literally. I got to Raya Lucaria like fairly early on, but then I got to Raya Lucaria fairly early on, and then it just gave up on the boss. and it was a really sour experience. And then I spent like 10 hours, literally 10 hours just exploring. And found absolutely jack diddly. I found nothing of use, nothing good, nothing useful. I found maybe like one mine that allowed me to upgrade my... my weapon to like +5. That's everything. I didn't find like an upgrade. What did I say? I didn't find stuff to upgrade my like Crimson Tier flasks. I didn't find stuff to upgrade my amount of Crimson Tier flasks. It was just an absolute mess of a playthrough. And yeah, I just couldn't be bothered to keep playing. I decided this is not fun, I'm just not gonna play the game anymore. And so I didn't. I stopped playing the game for like 6 months. Is this a main path? No, okay. And yeah, and then I talked to my friend as I said. And I've been having a lot of fun seeing scenes because I actually know what to do. Oh, yeah, kind of. He told me the location of the first dungeon, and I went to the first dungeon. I beat the first dungeon, albeit it was still pretty hard. I don't know how you're expected to do that dungeon like on early soul level. I'm gonna max of +3 weapon. But in any case, I did it. And I felt kinda... Oh, no, never mind. I got my weapon to +8? I believe? Yeah, +8. And went to Royal Lucaria, where the first boss that I couldn't beat was. And I beat it. I beat her ass so hard. I realize I can just go from here. And yeah, it was honestly really fun. I'm running out of ways to put it. I'm not that good at commentating. Pardon me. Well, what was the point of that? What did I accomplish? I don't know. But I did something alright. And yeah, once I beat like the boss on Royal Lucaria, I was a little bit stunned because I had like exploration to do, of course, which at that moment I didn't find very entertaining. Not gonna lie. It was pretty boring for the most part. Yeah, I asked my friend for tips and he told me, because I was like, hey, so I played this game for like 20 hours and my Estus flask, right, my Crimson Tier flask, sorry, is at +1 and I don't know what to do. I feel like, oh yeah, you need to find this specific structure, and in every one of these structures there's like an item to upgrade your flask, and I'm like, oh, so I need to be on the lookout for that structure, right? And so, like, I finally had an incentive to explore outside of hugging every wall in hopes I found any dungeons. And yeah, so I did. I spent like exploring a lot and it was really fun. Somehow, I was having fun exploring. I was like accomplishing something. Sorry, this is precise. What did I do? Oh, that's it. Okay. Oh. Do I? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I needed a lot of focus for that. Anyway. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun exploring the game. Somehow. Oops. Oh, Jesus. Because like right now I have like an incentive for the explorer, and he also told me like how many of these items are in each location, and I'm like so thankful because I can actually explore and enjoy the game. And even though I'm not actually like looking for that structure anymore because there's none to find at my current point in my playthrough, I'm still like exploring and having a lot of fun. Like that single bit of advice was enough to like spark a sense of adventure and exploration in me, and it was so fun. Anyway, I have actually been rambling a lot. We've been 26 minutes right now. Huh. Well, I guess that's everything for this episode. I'm sorry I cut the Elden Ring conversation short, if anyone cares. But phew, I'll continue it next episode, so if you enjoyed it, stay tuned for that. Finally commentating, I guess. 27 minutes. Anyway, if you enjoyed, I don't know what to say. So, thank you, I guess, for having such low standards. See you in the next one. Bye bye.